Hello if you're new, welcome back if you're not. It is time for Ted to talk boxing. The WBC Super Featherweight Championship of the World, owned by Miguel Berchelt, is going to be up for grabs when he fights Oscar Valdez. Both Mexican, both aggressive. I think both these guys know each other as well, might even be pally outside of the ropes, and have known that this fight was probably going to happen at some point. It's got the raw ingredients to be fun while it lasts and maybe even memorable. Berchelt, the champion, is the favourite, and with good reason. He's the guy who has a loss on his record. But since getting knocked out or stopped back in 2014 against Colombian Luis Flores, which looks very weird now because Flores just went on to lose and lose and lose after that victory. I think Berchelt just left himself open and got copped pretty good. Since then, he has gone on, become a champion, defended many times, and right now, his frame of mind, his mental strength, he really does look like a guy who rebuilt very well. Without being a particularly eye-catching fighter, he is pretty solid. Valdez is still undefeated, but now at 130 pounds, about 5'6", not particularly long arms. He's a little bit small at this weight. And moreover, some people question what his spirit is like and what his mindset is like that he is coming into the ring with nowadays. In his last performance, he managed to get a fight in 2020 against Jason Valdez. He didn't look very good at all against a beatable opponent. He was trying to counterpunch. He looked like he was, in the words of Andre Ward, who was commentating, stuck between two styles and possibly haunted from a very tough fight against Scott Quigg back in 2018 when he had his jaw broke, I think in the 5th round. Berchelt is a guy who seems to have really grown from his loss. Though Valdez is undefeated, he seems like a guy who may be a little bit haunted by inexperience and now up at a new weight. And he's a lot smaller than Berchelt, who's got him for both height and really got him for reach. This isn't the time to be confused about what your style is. Valdez used to just be slam bang, in the words of Barry McGuigan. He'd get to work and throw very quick hooks. Not reckless, but he really got stuck in. And he's already had a lot of fights, even though he was quite dominant in some of the victories, that probably took quite a bit out of him. They put a lot of miles on the clock. They weren't easy victories. He's the kind of guy that can't go into cruise control. He has to work. And he is really going to have to work against Berchelt. I don't think this working on the back foot, trying to counter you style is going to fly with the bigger Mexican. The thing for me that really makes me favour Berchelt isn't just the fact of where he is right now, the pretty big clubbing punches he has, the reach advantage. It's the fact he's quite a together boxer. He's not an idiot in there. He'll try and press most of his advantages. He's got something of a leaping jab. He tries to keep his combos going. But he doesn't punch himself out. He can box on the back foot. He beats you up and thumps you about, but there's a bit of method in there. He has a nice double hook to the body and the head. Throws in the uppercut, then it's back to his bruising brand of boxing. And I think at this point in Valdez's career, where though he is the undefeated guy, he's looking a bit shaky, much smaller guy, I think Berchelt is just going to ask too many questions of him down the line. And I don't think Valdez has the power, the physical strength to be able to turn things around. I think the kind of reserves he might need to try and win this fight, he may have already burnt too much of it away in some previous victories. So I think it is going to be fun while it lasts. I think Valdez, he needs to try and get close, use his quick hooks to get in there. But when you add in Berchelt's physical strength, the size advantage, he does put his punches together quite well, though they don't look slick. There's a lot of method in there. And he also paces himself. I think it's too much to overcome at this point. And while it may be a very good fight, I think Berchelt is ultimately going to defend with a late round stoppage.